We are Team 6 Degrees. This is Price Watch.
I'm Chloe. I am in the team of 6 Degrees and we are working on the project Price Watch. I am the project manager of 6 Degrees and my role is ensuring that everyone is keeping on track, that the project is being kept on track and that everyone is keeping to their requirements and responsibilities in the group. I'm also involved in the documentation, so making sure that the project sponsors our requirements are being met and that everything is getting performed on time according to the sprints, and also making sure that any new adjustments or requirements are being performed and updated and are known to the developers in the group.
Hi, I'm Cleo Watama and I'm the lead tester for the PriceWatch application by 6 Degrees Group. My major role is to be documenting the test plan, where we set out the test objectives and the test strategy, which we use to match against the requirements of the system. I've also been involved in the documentation of the whole process of making the application, and furthermore I'm going to be involved in the actual testing of the system through the use of the test plan that we devised.
Hi, I'm Aaron Connolly, the lead analyst on Team 6 Degrees, working on the project Price Watch. My role as lead analyst requires me to ensure that all requirements from the client side are captured within the application itself and within the documentation done by my peers. Furthermore, I'm helping with the development side of things under Zooks, and I will be helping wherever I can to get the application working and going. Additionally, I also am working on the product backlog, which just documents all our accomplishments as we go along, so we have sort of paper trail.
Hello, I'm Namisa Daniela, the lead designer for 6 Degrees, working on the project Price Watch. So basically my role is to design the interface of the app based on the prototype that was designed by our lead analyst Aiden on using NinjaBox, So I'm working also with Zooks to design the app and also to code so that we can see how it's going to look on the phone.
Hi guys, my name is Jack and I am the product owner for the group 6 Degrees, working on the project Price Watch. My role as one of the team leaders is to facilitate communication between our group and the other sister groups, as well as facilitating communication between the clients and the customers. I'll be ensuring that all the end user requirements have been met and the client's needs are taken care of. Furthermore, I'll be making sure that the team adheres to all requirements and that the team meets deadlines on time, as well as staying on track.
Hi everyone, my name is Vikisani. I'm the lead developer for 6 Degrees. My role is primarily to lead the team in the development of the app using MIT App Inventor. I'm also helping with identifying and removing bugs to ensure that the app is fully functional. Welcome to 6 Degrees.
Let's break it down and show you how the work was achieved. The process consisted of 5 sprints, starting at sprint 0 through to sprint 4. Each sprint had specific deliverables from a documentation point of view and from a development point of view that needed to be completed, as can be seen. Sprint 0. The first 2 deliverables that the team put their focus into was the domain study and the business plan. The domain document helped the team understand what the problem was and how the team would go about solving the problem. Furthermore, we were able to identify the stakeholders and the role that they play, as well as the influence that they have. We were also able to identify existing applications within this domain. The business plan involved things such as the marketing strategy, as well as a full revenue model. Let's take a closer look at what the problem is. When out grocery shopping, people will always have choice. There exist numerous stores. Ultimately, everyone is looking for the best and cheapest deal. Right now, what you would have to do to find the best and cheapest deal is physically move from one store to the next. 4 stores, 4 choices, 1 best price. The solution that we propose: a mobile application developed and rolled out for which customers will be able to view the prices of products across stores. This application will show users the cheapest price of the product they are seeking. Furthermore, the application will seek to make the process of grocery shopping one where convenience and best value hold priority. The metaphor matrix is something that was of key importance. Down the left-hand side, we have our attributes. These are better referred to as the problem attributes or issues within the PriceWatch application. Along the top, we have the metaphors. The metaphors represent the main functionalities of typical systems in this domain. We take each attribute and determine which metaphor solves that specific problem. Ideally, the metaphors help us solve our attributes, and through this scoring system we can identify our 4 key objects. The Pearson triangles visually show us the key functionalities that the PriceWatch application will include. These include the customers being able to scan certain products, customers being able to search for prices, customers being able to update prices, and ultimately customers having choice on which prices to go for. We plan to be active once the PriceWatch application has been rolled out. The team is relying heavily on word of mouth as well as traditional means of advertising. Furthermore, social media pages such as Facebook and Instagram will be used. Sprint 1. The main focus here was on which technology to use. The team decided to use MIT App Inventor due to its barcoding scanning functionality. Sprint 2. Development is fully underway and the team and its developers are still getting used to the technology at hand, MIT App Inventor. The documentation team has drafted the test plans as well as the test cases which will test the main functionalities of the application. As you can see, all of our developers are fully involved. Here we have Zux and Norbisa working tirelessly to meet the deadlines that the team has set for themselves. Testing. The purpose of the test plan is to ensure that all functional and design requirements are implemented as specified in the documentation. While the test plans and the test cases were drafted in Sprint 2, testing occurred whenever development met certain milestones. Sprint 3. The main focus here was beginning the promotional video as well as the process video. From the documentation team, the user manual was drafted. Due to this being the first time using the technology, the development team did encounter problems. However, they pushed through, worked alongside one another, and really set the standard. The first video that needed to be taken care of was the process video. This task was given to Jack, with the promotional video being taken care of by Chloe and Cleo. The team wanted to follow a simple yet elegant look, going by the color scheme set out in all previous documentation. The main technologies used for the process video were Camtasia and Powtoon. Camtasia was another technology being used for the first time. However, this technology proved to be very user-friendly. What was refreshing to see is that whenever we would walk into the labs, our 3 developers were hard at work. Here we can see Zux, who has just finished the products page and the search functionality that goes with it. By clicking on the product, you can see all product details. So Zux, now that you have all 4 prices, where are you going? Sprint 4. This marks the last sprint and the rollout of the MVP for the application PriceWatch. As you can see, the team is delighted to have achieved their goals on time, but will definitely miss the 9 to 5 days in the labs spent with one another. The key deliverables here involve touching up all documentation as well as reflecting on the process. The team set goals, and ultimately all of these goals were achieved on time. While things may have started off slowly in Sprint 0, the team really kicked it up a notch from Sprint 1 to Sprint 4 and produced something that we can all be proud of.
Let's review the process that the team has undertaken, starting by looking at all the sprints. During Sprint 0, things started off slowly, with the team assigning all of their resources to documentation. However, the documentation at hand was the domain study. This proved to be a vital piece of information, and thus we needed the input of all the group members. Let's move on to Sprint 1. At the beginning of Sprint 1, the team decided that it would be best to split into 2 teams, one team being the documentation team and one team being the development team. The team thought this was necessary in order to meet deliverables faster and achieve requirements quicker. Now, a problem that arose here was managing sub-teams. We wanted to ensure that there was team cohesion throughout the whole process, and so what we did first thing every day is held a meeting to inform each other of where we were. Another key deliverable from the documentation team during Sprint 1 was the marketing strategy, and from the development team it was getting used to the technology that they would be using, which was MIT App Inventor. Moving on to Sprint 2, we can see that Sprint 2 proved to be more successful for the documentation team rather than the development team. Some key deliverables that were produced during Sprint 2 were the testing documents, the test cases, the video production, as well as the reflection documents and the sprint retrospectives being taken care of. From a development point of view, we saw that there were quite a few problems, some of them being the geolocation and the migration of the Fusion tables from our rights to our client's console. Nonetheless, the team pushed on and carried on working. Let's take a look at Sprint 3. From the documentation and analysis point of view, majority of the documents are now complete. There exist certain documents such as the user manual and the reflection document which still need to be finalized. Some testing of the system has occurred, but we are waiting on final development for the rest of it to occur. From the development point of view, the team really bounced back from Sprint 2, making some major breakthroughs. Certain key features such as the shopping list, the products page and the price history now exist. Going forward, the team hopes to close out the application soon. Let's move on to Sprint 4. During Sprint 4, the documentation team was involved in touching up any documents that needed adhering to. Secondly, the development team was primarily focused on producing the MVP. The main goal of Sprint 4 was to touch up any loose ends and plan the presentation of the overall application.
Cleo, our lead tester, saw that the team achieved a lot of their goals on time. This left us in a positive position going forward. Aiden, our lead analyst, saw that unexpected issues can arise and that scope creep is a real thing. Jack, the product owner, saw the importance of every individual paying attention to all deliverables to ensure coherence. Nwabisa, the lead designer, saw that things take time and problems do arise, and the only way to move forward is to keep pushing and working hard. Zooks, our lead developer, saw the struggles of using a new technology. However, with the help of the other two developers and watching tutorials, things were made easier. Chloe, the project manager, saw that dependencies do exist, and while we may want to move on, we have to wait for other documents and development to be complete. Chloe, Aiden, Cleo, Nwabisa, Zooks, Jack. We are Team 6 Degrees, and this is Price Watch. Thank you.